Hi everyone, I hope you've been enjoying all of these episodes that I've been putting out. I've really been enjoying doing them myself. It's such a great direction that I'm going to take the channel in. So this is the moment that you guys have all been waiting for. This is the time that I go out to CEX, I use the voucher that we got in the last episode, and I get some games. Finally, I've got a couple of Amazon parcels here. I realized that sometimes on Amazon, you can actually get games for way cheaper and new as well. I'm not a sealed collector by any means. I don't mind getting used stuff. Sometimes I am willing to spend £2 or £3 more to get a new version of that game. As well, I put Patrick up here now. He's like an all-seeing like demigod or something. So he's going to be looking down on us. He's going to be protecting us throughout the whole episode. Is it kind of creepy with him up there? Let me know in the comments. And without further ado, I'm going to go to CEX and I'm going to get some games. Alright, we're back from CEX and I've got a bone to pick with one of you guys. Now, thank you for anyone that left a comment telling me to take down that CEX voucher. It was an absolutely stupid mistake of me to put that up. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think that someone would be able to go online and use that. I thought you had to scan it in store. Completely my fault, and it's fine. Whoever fucking took that voucher, literally fuck you. Like, I hope the next time you go to KFC, you fucking choke on a wishbone. I hope it's not someone that's subscribed. I really hope it's someone that's just come across the video and used it. If it is a sub, unsub straight away. Get out of here. At the end of the day, as I said, it's my fault and I completely take responsibility for doing that. At the end of the day, you live and you learn. I will never be doing that again. I have emailed CEX to try and stop it. I'm not sure how it will work. It is a Saturday today, so who knows if they'll be able to do anything right now. However, the show goes on. We got the games, all right? You can't keep me down. You can steal my voucher, but you can't keep these videos from coming out. So I'm going to take you through what I've picked up. So I have showed it off before, but here is the bookcase that we are working with. A much nicer and tidier version of the bookcase. And if you haven't seen the last two previous episodes, I really recommend you go back and watch them now to see where we started. Okay, our first pickup, this was actually a pre-order, but I haven't shown it off on the YouTube channel yet. I did show it off on my TikTok. Oh, actually, I have shown it off on YouTube Shorts as well. This is Silent Hill F. Now, I completed this game yesterday. I wouldn't even be able to put into words the story of this game. It is so confusing. I'm currently looking through YouTube videos into the story of what happened in this game. I have some grievances with this game. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it as a Silent Hill game. As a survival horror game, it's a pretty decent game. As a Silent Hill game, it's a pretty decent game as well. I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. There is a lot of stuff in this game that is not traditional Silent Hill. I have not played tons of Silent Hill games. I played the Silent Hill 2 remake a few months ago. Absolutely fell in love with it. Every moment of that game was insanely good. I absolutely loved it. I ate up hour-long videos of lore on that game. I continue to do so. There's so much of it. The game is so deep. It's amazing. This game does take on some of that. It does rehaul a lot of stuff that Silent Hill 2 did. One of my biggest grievances is the combat. I feel like they went and overhauled the combat way too much, to the point where it was more like a Souls-like game than it was a Silent Hill game. That's where I'm going to stop it there, because I could go on forever. I would like to do sort of a mini review of this game, nothing too official, but just sharing my thoughts on it. And I want to show you this Steelbook. This is incredible. It's got Hineko's face cut off. Hineko is the main character of Silent Hill F. It's probably one of the best steelbooks I've ever seen. It's so fucking cool. But subscribe down below if you want to see a Silent Hill F review. I'm happy to do it. I'm going to do it anyway, regardless of if you subscribe or not. So might as well do it anyway. Okay, our next one up is from an Amazon parcel. Okay, so I bought Hollow Knight on the Switch. I said in my last episode that I was going to do a review of this game, like more of a gameplay review, and I'm going to play it on my PlayStation because it's on PlayStation Plus and I can record loads of gameplay on my PlayStation through the actual console. This is Hollow Knight on the Switch. The only time I will ever buy a game on the Switch is for two reasons. One, if it's an indie game, and two, if it's a first-party Nintendo game. The reason why I buy indie games on the Switch, indie games normally have a smaller budget and the Switch can run them so well. I really like to have the option to have portable games. Hollow Knight's an interesting one. I said in my last episode that I hadn't really really got into it. Since 𝙒𝙤𝙞𝙩𝙤 came out and everyone was hyping it up, I really wanted to play it. So here we have the cover, but unfortunately it is in baguette language on the back. I didn't realize when I bought it from Amazon that it would be like that. Very unfortunate. Here is the reversible cover. This looks really cool. So it says descend into the dark, and then it's got 2 of the Hollow Knight characters on there. What I do really like about the reversible cover is that it actually has the Nintendo Switch spine. No other reversible cover I've ever seen has that, and I think that's really cool. So you can choose to have whatever reversible cover you want on there, and it will fit into your collection either way. Now this is something you don't see very often. We have 2 inserts. We have Hollow Knight Manuel de Instructions, which I assume, could be very wrong, but is the instruction manual. And inside it's really cool. So there's a lot of artwork in here, which I absolutely love. When you get a manual and they put the artwork in there, I think it looks incredible. I mean, look at that first page. They didn't even need to do that. That could be completely blank. They choose to put a shell there. It's nice. And then on the back, you've got a little white Hollow Knight person. Then next up, we've got this envelope here, which is very cool. This is actually the map of the Hollow Knight area. And if we open it up, this is all in English. It shows the map of the Hollow Nest. So this is very cool. From what I remember playing the game when I first played it, is that there was loads of imagery of you going into some kind of underground nest and meeting all these different characters. Quite a lot of the enemies I remember being like bugs and stuff. I imagine that's what the imagery is of this game. You're kind of going into this dirty underground bug infested place. I've heard the story in this is very good and very rich. It has a lot of imagery. I quite like that. Quite similar to Silent Hill. There's a lot of imagery behind that game, and it leaves a lot of speculation and area for people to create theories about the game, which I eat up so much. If I'm really into a game, I love looking into that kind of stuff. Okay, this next one came in a really big box for some reason. So that is the contents of the box, right? That's what I open it up to. And I know exactly what's in this because it tells me what's being delivered. And that there is exactly what they're protecting. I don't know why such a big box for a Switch game. As you can see, this is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. I played it this morning, just a tiny little bit, the very beginning. So if you've played Dragon Quest III, there's a part where you go into the castle, you find out that your dad has previously gone to this volcano. He fell in. He's been pronounced MIA, but everyone thinks he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I think it's that kind of story. It's like a big plot twist. I think when you grow up to when you're 16, you end up going to the castle and you get a blessing from the king to go on a massive journey. And that's the part I've got up to. The graphics in this game, by modern standards and AAA games, they are nowhere near as good. But for a game that focuses on a 2D element and turn-based style of battling people, this game looks so incredible. I was absolutely blown away in the introduction of this game. When I first opened it up and you're in this grassy area, you end up going onto this cliff and you speak to this star in the sky or this bright light. The attention to detail in this game is fantastic. The 3D depth is so surprising. I am so annoyed that Pokemon games are not like this. I don't know how hard it is for them to make Pokemon games like this. I mean, this is made by Square Enix. So Square Enix are a very big company. They make a lot of games, but I'm sure Game Freak is way bigger than Square Enix. Could be wrong. No, Square Enix does also make Final Fantasy. So I could be wrong. Final Fantasy, you could argue, is more popular than Pokemon, but come on, the Pokemon company has got to be breaking it in. Why is Pokemon not like this game? I don't know why. I'll show you the inside as well. The inside of this cover has got such fantastic artwork. It's mental. I mean, look at that. Look on the outside to see how detailed it is, and then look on the inside. What's going on there? Who decided to leave that blank? Why? No manual either. I mean, this game is really good though. I can't give you my full thoughts because I haven't played through enough of it, but I feel like I'm going to really like this game. All right, now we're getting into the games that I got from CEX. So the first one, we got LA Noire. Now, I've wanted this game for a while. This is a detective GTA style game. What really intrigues me about this game, obviously it's free roam and all of that. It has all of the GTA mechanics. The face mechanics in this game are really good, and for one reason. There's a special mechanic in the game where the detective who you play as interviews people, and you can see from their facial expressions whether they're lying or not, and you have to make a deduction as to whether they're telling the truth, whether they're lying, or what kind of emotion they're making, and then you write it down in your notes, and that allows you to figure out who the criminal is. It's such an interesting mechanic. I don't think there's any other detective games I can think of, but none of them use this level of detail. It's super cool. And for the time that it came out, oh my god, absolutely amazing. I'll read you the back as well. So, a dark and violent crime thriller set against the backdrop of the 1940s Los Angeles. Amid the post-war boom of Hollywood's golden age, a newly minted detective, Cole Phelps, embarks on a desperate search for truth in a city where everyone has something to hide. Utilizing revolutionary facial animation technology, LA Noire blends the breathtaking action of chases and shootouts with true detective work, including interrogations and clue finding for an unprecedented interactive experience. So this is a remaster, and this used to be really expensive, but £15, not really bad at all. I'm very excited to play this game at some point. It is full of action, kind of puzzle solving, trying to find out who done it pretty much. Very nice addition to the collection. Now our next game up is System Shock. So System Shock is an interesting one. It's an immersive simulator game, I believe they're called. So bigger games in that genre, BioShock and Dishonored. In those games, when you play in these levels, although you're confined in an area, you're allowed to tackle that area however you like. There is tons of different routes you can take. You can do the objectives in whatever order you want, more or less. It allows you to use your own imagination to figure out how to approach a situation. This was the mother of it all. System Shock. This is a remake of the very original. Basically, you're fighting in deep space and there's an AI that's gone crazy and you're basically trying to stop it from taking over humanity. In the game, you can use your creativity to tackle the levels however you like. It's a massive emphasis on player freedom, which I really enjoy. I've heard this game is not too long either, which I'm more of an enjoyer of. I really hate when a game drags on so much, and I haven't got all the time in the world either. On the back, it says System Shock is back. Experience the classic dystopian horror shooter in a modern remake, giving a new generation of players the chance to fight Shodan, Space Center's deranged computer, hell-bent on humanity's destruction. Are you doomed, or can you survive the Citadel? Face off against the forces of a rogue AI gone mad. Non-linear story unfolding at your own pace. Fight to the death in the depths of space. Become fully immersed. Shoot, brawl, crawl, climb, leap, and think your way through Citadel Station. So it looks like it all takes place in this Citadel Station, and you got to take down this AI computer that's causing havoc. It sounds like a very interesting game, and I'm very excited to get into this one. I loved BioShock, and I loved Dishonored as well. I love the fact that you can go through these tiny levels. The fact that you can choose whatever way you want to go makes it seem so much bigger. I enjoy that spin on it. Those two games were fantastic, some of my favorites, so I'm very excited to play System Shock. Game up, Red Dead Redemption 2. Everyone loves this game. Everyone and their fucking nan has played Red Dead Redemption 2. I have played this game on my PlayStation digitally, and I never finished it. I always get either like halfway or 3/4 of the way through, and I just get really burnt out. I just feel like the game world is so big and there's so much to do. I just kind of get bored of it after a while. In no way is this game bad at all. I really love Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's such a fantastic story. I know how it ends as well, and it's one of the saddest endings that I've seen, and I think it's such a beautiful story as well. It is a true story of redemption for the main character, Arthur Morgan. I think all of you can agree that this game is probably one of the best games ever made. Like, everyone says so, and I don't disagree. When playing this game, the characters are so well written. Game world is so vast. There's so many secrets to discover. You get the wackiness that Rockstar puts in there as well. I remember doing a quest where there's like a dead body hanging from underneath a train bridge, and then follow all of these things and you end up finding like a serial killer in the Wild West. It's really mental. There's another one where you can go to the city and you can find a vampire in this alleyway, which I think is really cool. It's such a great detail to add in. So here's the inside for you as well. So we've got a Warhorse and Outlaw survival kit, and it's probably been used already, but that's fine. Something I haven't seen in so long. And normally Rockstar does this with their games, but you have a 2-disc system here. So you have one that's a play disc and one that's a data disc. The game seems so big that you need 2 discs to download it on, but no map with this one, unfortunately. That's fine. I don't really mind with that. I could always buy a map online if I really wanted to. I won't, but if I wanted to, the option's there. For Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like I'm gonna pick this up from where I left off. I'm definitely not gonna restart it because I feel like I just wouldn't complete it. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 in probably like a whole year, but since I've played it twice, I kind of get the story. I know what's going on. If I pick this up halfway through and complete it, that's fine with me. And our last game on the list is Alan Wake 2. So I didn't realize, but this is the deluxe edition. I'm not sure how it works with this, and I'll let you know why. So normally on the bottom there, it always says no DLC, and I got told by one of the CEX staff once chance that when it says no DLC, it doesn't necessarily mean the code's been used. There is a massively large chance it has. They can't test the code without redeeming it. So they just say no DLC because they can't guarantee that there is none. So there definitely could be DLC in there. I didn't realize as well this includes Alan Wake Remastered, and because it's a deluxe edition, it also includes the Night Springs expansion, the Lake House expansion, and deluxe edition cosmetic. Now when I opened it up, I noticed that on the side here is the Alan Wake Remastered instruction manual. And that instruction manual has the code on it, but there's no codes for any of the DLC for Alan Wake 2. Hopefully no one's used the Alan Wake Remastered code, because that's one of the games I really wanted to pick up. And I would like to play this before I get into Alan Wake 2. If it has been used, then fine, I'll go and buy Alan Wake Remastered. It's no trouble at all. I hope the DLC is on the disc. I think they should do that way more instead of using these codes all the time, because they get redeemed and then you have to buy them separately. That's probably why they do it. So if you sell the game, the person you sell it to has to then rebuy it. I think I watched the Rad Brad play through this, just a couple of episodes, and it looks really cool. It's a survival horror game. I don't know where it's set or anything, but there's like these monsters that are made out of shadow and you can use light to scare them off. I believe it follows the stories of Alan Wake, so I believe he's a writer and he makes these creepy stories, and I think they might come to life. I'll read the back anyway. Saga Anderson, an accomplished FBI agent, arrives to investigate a string of ritualistic murders in a small town community. Alan Wake, a lost writer, pens a dark story to shape the reality around him. These two heroes in two separate realities are somehow connected. Can they break out to be the heroes they need to be? So that's interesting. It seems like Alan Wake has been lost in some kind of alternate reality. He's writing things and they're coming to life in this Saga Anderson's reality. Somehow they're going to meet in the middle and maybe team up and beat the monsters and whatever. Sounds like a very interesting game. I've heard a lot of good things about this. A lot of you guys commented in the last episode that Alan Wake 2 was such a fantastic game. I really love survival horror games, and this seems like right up my alley. So I'm very interested to play this game. That was it for all the games, so let's get them in the bookshelf. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for coming along this journey with me in these episodes. This is the last episode of the Intentional Collecting series. It was getting rid of the stuff, selling it, and then showing you what games that I'm picking up that are really intentional. I've thought about them and I would really like to play them. I hope this has brought some awareness for you guys as well. I've seen a lot of comments of you guys saying this has inspired me to look through my collection, or that you've recently done it and you kind of know what I'm going through. So thank you guys for commenting down below. I really appreciate that. I love reading your guys' comments. Please put some down below and then tell me how you thought about the whole series as a whole. I really enjoyed making this. I really enjoyed just going through it, adding the right music that I felt really fit what I was talking about, that whole design process, editing process, filming it. It was fantastic. A little bit of a downer on the voucher. That's not a problem. The show goes on. We got the games over here. We're putting them in the collection. Thank you guys so much for the ongoing support. I can't believe it. We hit 800 subscribers the other day. And it's so nice. I feel like I've been in a bit of a slump recently. The views haven't been so great and I haven't really been gaining traction on subscribers. And as soon as I put out this Intentional Collecting episode, it just kind of blew up. I went from, I gained like 30 or 40 subscribers from all of this. So I thank you guys so much for being part of the journey. Hopefully you'll stick around for more stuff on the channel. Hopefully I haven't been too stiff either. My back is killing me. I recently went back to boxing the other day from having a fair few weeks off, and I've been put through my paces. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of being a bit cardboard and standing here not moving too much. But as always, guys, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for everything, all the support, all the comments, just anything really. Just thank you for being here. That being said, I'll see you in the next video. See ya!